Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at the undisclosed location, ready to get into it. Hello, Jason.
What's up, Michael?
Oh, having a great time here.
Yes, good show tonight.
We got a great one here for you, folks.
Special guest.
We have a special guest, Adam.
What's up, Adam?
Fellas, thank you for having me. Cheers.
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 Pleasure.
You're here.
Took a while, but finally made it.
All good.
Well,
things
you know,
take a while.
that's right. That's right.
So we're calling this one Biden's post-mortem debate.
Ooh, that's a heavy one there.
That sure is.
Post-mortem of Joe Biden.
Yep. Unraveling before our eyes.
That it is.
So we're going to hit the ground running. And what are your thoughts on this, Adam?
Well,
Like, where do you start, right?
yeah, where do you start? I do think it was the public execution of Biden. I think it's what we all kind of expected.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What we've seen for a while.
What we've seen for a while. I was kind of expecting more that State of the Union, jab in the arm, and
Yeah, we all went into this.
go,
thinking He was
go.
going to be hyped.
Well,
on Adderall or
the
something.
stark contrast between the two is incredible.
Well, yeah. And that's how you know. And there was a lot of weirdness too with it. The way he sounded sickly, and I don't know if that was an optic. It's like a feel bad for me kind of thing, or
You couldn't help. Really couldn't help but feel bad for the guy.
yeah, exactly. And then the next day he's
Watching
out
him
doing
fail,
a rally.
you fail right in front of you.
Yeah.
You know?
And then the next day he's doing a rally. He sounds
Perfect,
mint.
because it wasn't him.
Well,
It was
That's a
Some
rabbit
are
hole.
saying it was Jim Carrey, right?
They said Jim Carrey. That's why you don't see him in public anymore, because he's too busy doing, his impersonation of Joe Biden.
Okay.
Listen, we all saw it. We all saw it at the State of the Union, where he's itching the back of his head, and the skin folds.
chin.
The earlobes weren't right.
Oh yeah, that's the thing with the right earlobe.
To me,
go
you hate being a helicopter theorist, dark black helicopter, but Jesus, there's an awful lot of things that
Stop
point
putting
to.
them
What's that?
there.
Some
Stop
things you
putting
just
them there.
Yeah.
can't deny.
So I know that, Adam, you love rabbit holes.
Yeah. they're-
And talk to me what your rabbit
keep
hole.
the mind going.
The public execution rabbit hole. What's your take on that?
So I think, the deep state, we'll call it, the cabal, the Illuminati, whoever, the higher ups, who are in charge of things, the puppet masters,
The Barack Obamas.
the Barack Obama, and he's a manager.
Yeah.
He's nobody, but he's more than most of these guys for sure. And I think he's, giving the thumbs up, thumbs down kind of thing. And, he gave the green light to the media to no longer protect them.
Because they all turned on a dime.
On a dime.
Oh my God.
On a dime.
That night, boom, they started tearing him apart.
Now they're talking about replacements and is he capable and blah, 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 blah. He sounded like this for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you been?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, that's so, yeah. So this was the public execution. They put him out there on the stage. They knew he shouldn't do it. They know he can't do it. But they did it anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's why they put him on so early, so they had plenty of time to change things around.
Well, yeah. And, he's going to be the nominee.
You think they're gonna keep him in there?
100%.
Why do you think that?
He won't be in the end, but he will be in name up until, we'll call it September, October.
Really?
Yeah.
The October surprise.
It's going to be.
Wow.
Well, I mean, the problem is if you're a Democrat donor, you're not donating to this campaign anymore.
No.
So they're gonna be hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
Well, they always have.
Well,
They've always funded well, but they've manipulated it through all these different non-governmental organizations, NGOs, Act Blue, Acorn, all these things. And you can probably look it up and find that if you've ever registered as a Democrat, you probably go on their website and find your name, and that there was a whole what was it? Who's the guy that like goes and breaks down all the undercover stuff?
I'm horrible with names,
Yeah.
so I can't. I
Like
can't
60 Minutes thing?
No, it's like a YouTube
John
thing.
Stossel?
John
Project
Stossel.
Veritas.
Okay.
Project Veritas.
Okay.
Echelon.
Yeah. Now I forgot where I was going because I'm trying to think of that.
Okay.
That if you go on a Democratic website.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So he did a thing where like he like did all this research and found all these people, went to their door and was like, "Hey, did you donate
Oh, I remember that.
$64,000 last year to Act Blue?" And she's like, "No, I can't afford that. I donated $5." But they used the name and they
To inject the money into it.
inject the money. So all this money that goes to Ukraine, goes to all these countries, that gets funneled back.
through back donation channels.
That's how they get it back, and then they get book deals and all these other things. But yeah, it's crazy.
Well, they said the Ukraine war is the biggest money laundering operation there is.
It's
That's what I thought.
You've been saying that since the beginning.
Yeah.
But was it? I saw it on Facebook today. But I don't know. Maybe we can
Well,
fact
it's on
check.
Facebook. It's gotta
Maybe
be.
we can fact check that. Supposedly, Alinsky's wife bought a brand new Bugatti in Paris, $5 million, while on vacation.
not bad.
So maybe our God over there can fact check that, see if that's true or not.
Ukraine is like the toilet bowl of corruption.
Oh,
And,
Biden's right in the thick of that.
and Hunter wasn't the only one. Pelosi, Romney, all these guys all have kids and children or offspring of some
You threw Romney in there.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
he's
the
a
difference?
rhino. I mean, he is
Well, I know he's a rhino,
the
but
biggest rhino out there.
Oh yeah. I mean, I used to think there was a difference. There is no difference. There's 100% no difference.
although they've been talking about these secret organizations for years. I remember they used to say that Kerry and George W. Bush belongs to Skull and Crossbones.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Bush and
Yale University's secret alma mater or something like that, and they all did nefarious stuff and who knows what else. But
well, that's that's part of this this whole thing is that they get into these groups like what's the one out in California that Alex Jones busted open. They go out in the woods, all these wealthy
Right, with the owl. Yeah.
they burn that thing. Something club or
Yeah.
yeah. But anywho,
Yeah.
that's how they do it, and they get these guys all together, and it's kind of like a mutual agreement that they kind of get each other in compromising situations and doing all this, things with underage kids or guys and I mean,
whole
whatever.
Epstein deal.
Yeah, the whole episode. Yeah, it was all a catch bait, And now we got you, and now you have to play ball, and
Can you imagine?
now.
I mean, not that I question stuff like that because I'm sure it happens, but how bad is politics to have that active league going on?
I think that House of Cards was pretty much dead on. That's how things go.
Did you ever watch the TV show Taboo? It came out. I think it was an Amazon series, and it takes place around 1780, something like that. It takes place in England, and it was
Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. But anyways, they were talking about how really dark society was back then, and the cloak and dagger of it all, and really the underground of kids being used for sex and brothels and men with men, women with women. It was just absolute debauchery. And
Sodom and Gomorrah.
yeah, and then you spin the wheel of time, and you find out this is what happens at these Epstein's Islands and these secret clubs and these
Your favorite celebrities.
Yes. I mean, there was a big thing between Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg. They were exposing Hollywood for doing that stuff.
Like a series, or
Yeah.
a documentary or something. Yeah.
Although I find it's funny how they've been silenced pretty good as
I
of
haven't
late.
heard anything.
I've heard nothing.
No,
So
they've. It's the dark side. It's an underbelly, man.
where do you think we're headed?
I think we're good. I think we're, I think we're good, but I think we're going to have to crawl through the darkness a little bit. But I think ultimately we were saved.
Okay.
How so?
By who and from what?
Well,
Come on, don't be bashful. You're leading us down this freaking rabbit hole here. We want to see it.
that would lead us into my favorite rabbit hole of devolution.
I know we spoke off air. You laid out some pretty cool stuff. Not to skip around because obviously we all want to talk about this stuff. But how? All right, do you want to say it? Donald Trump is still the president?
Well, that's part of what devolution is, right?
That is the theory that.
And we talked briefly, I mean, it's kind of tough to try to condense it down and give you a Reader's Digest version of what devolution is. You really need a year
Cliff
of
Notes.
shows.
I can give you the Cliff Notes version right now.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Devolution, the transfer of power from large central government to smaller, more localized regions of power. That's
Almost like breaking up the country into small sections.
Yeah,
Okay. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Okay.
So to the extent that going into a little history on it, I guess we might as well start and
Sure.
give a little bit.
Hold on, let me grab a drink here. Since I'm probably gonna wrap my head around this. I just did a nice speech on how much I love my country and how great it is. Let me just have a drink here.
And then maybe we'll get back to Biden and his debate.
Yeah.
So the theory, it goes back to post World War II or around World War II that if Washington and government was wiped out due to nuclear or whatever, that the military would then institute power. They would take control of government, kind of military or martial law, so to speak, and until a new civilian government could be put in place.
Okay.
And that's been used as early as 9/11. Right after that, George Bush used it, as we learned.
Which, in theory, would make sense because if you look at a State of the Union address, you have almost every level of government in one building. If you were to take that building out, you essentially knocked out all of the government.
Yeah.
So to move people all over the place, so that there's still continuity of government should something like that happen. I mean, to think that it took September 11th for that to come out, it seems weird to me. I mean,
Well, no, it's been since World War II, but they've used it.
yeah, but that this hasn't become more. I mean, maybe it's a reason to keep it secret. I guess that makes sense.
I'm sure there's other times too.
Sure.
But anywho, so where do I keep going?
You said that.
So after Bush
Sorry.
used it, what was the next time it was used?
So we think it's been used as early as 2020,
Really?
right after the 2020 election.
Okay.
You mean the inauguration of Joe Biden?
No, well, he wasn't until 21, but 2020 was November 4th or 3rd was
Yeah.
the election.
Okay.
That's when devolution took place.
Really?
Okay.
How
That's when.
please do tell. Oh, I feel a
How
conspiracy
did
coming
that story
on.
go?
So there's a couple things to this.
Okay.
Everybody knows about Space Force.
Yep.
That was created by Biden. By Trump, excuse me. By Trump. Sorry. Whoa. I'm sorry. Jesus. Don't kill the messenger.
So the thing about Space Force that a lot of people don't know is they control all of our satellites. NSA, FBI, whatever.
Also, the internet, correct?
They can whatever satellite
Yeah.
we have, they control all of those.
Okay.
It's not individual anymore. So the thing about Space Force is they were part of the military, but they were not part of what's called the Posse Comitatus Act,
Okay.
which means, you know about that?
No.
No.
So
Let's
that
see.
means that the military can't operate on U.S. soil.
Okay.
Kind of like the CIA
What
can't
is that?
operate.
Can you repeat?
Posse Comitatus?
Thank you.
Okay.
Fact checker,
Good
I'm
one.
telling you.
So
So it's kind of like they fall under the same guidelines as the CIA, where they're
Well,
they're
no,
not
no,
supposed to
well-
operate on U.S.
well, the military does.
Yeah, no, but the CIA does not. Whereas the Space Force would not either, correct?
Well, the military, or no, CIA would because they can't operate here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't operate
So
within the
Space
United
Force,
States.
So basically, the Space Force wasn't part of that yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So when the election happened, they were not part of this. They were not bound to not operate within this.
Oh, I got the reverse. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's reversed. So basically, they digitally watched the steel.
Okay.
They watched the signals
Right.
come in from Russia to Albany, New York, and Washington, and Georgia, and all over the place. They
Right.
watch them, thousands. Looks like Tetris
Yep.
coming down. It's Space Force. Crazy.
Okay.
A digital warfare. We are literally in a 5G warfare. It's next generation. You don't fight with bullets and tanks. You fight with psychologicals and manipulation and
Computers.
computers and all that.
Wow.
We are in a whole different.
Fix your mic.
We're in a whole different phase of warfare. So basically, because they weren't part of that, they could do that. They could operate within the country and watch the steel. So basically, when Trump said, "We got them all,"
Yep.
they got them all. They watched it all.
Okay.
He watched it
Well,
played
if
out.
that's the case, then why wasn't anything done about that?
I like your ideas.
I like the way you think, motherfucker.
And I think we all had that same idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why doesn't he round them up? Get the military. Go get them.
Yeah.
People understand,
Yeah.
right? Remember the country at that time.
Okay.
We had just gotten through a summer of burning down our cities.
Yeah.
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 It was a tumultuous time, which was all built up. Well, everything was, Black Lives Matter was created under Obama.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Black president,
Yep.
So, so that's a Marxist organization
Yeah.
led by self-proclaimed Marxists. But anyway, that whole thing, basically they were building us up for a civil war.
Okay.
So
I could see that.
say we catch them stealing it. Trump doesn't leave, just like they said he wasn't going to leave,
Yeah.
right? We're going to go in with the military and take you out if you don't leave, kind of thing. That's what I think Chuck Schumer or Pelosi or somebody said
Yeah.
that.
Can you believe they said that?
Yeah. It's all projection.
Yep.
Everything that they are going to do or would do is what they said he would do.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what
They
it's
said
been
it first, so
forever.
you know what I mean. We said it first,
Yeah.
but they're really guilty of it.
Okay.
So, I'm getting lost in the weeds now.
Okay. So Trump didn't prosecute these people because he thought
Well,
that
he was-
would be bad
Right.
for-
Okay. Yep.
He thought that would be bad for
Yeah.
our country.
So, optically, horrendous.
Okay.
It would have been good a little bit, we would have been happy, and a small group of the people. Most people aren't paying attention to anything.
Right.
The media is not on his side.
Oh no,
The media would have, just like they supported Trump the whole time, they would have never,
Yeah.
So the optics, everything about this was bad. Trump had to walk away.
Okay.
And that's why he did a series of events between November 3rd and, January 21st.
Okay.
That basically enacted devolution, and that's why he just walked away. When after he left the presidency, he didn't go to the inauguration,
Right.
and you didn't hear from him for months. You didn't see him. You saw nothing. It was just poof,
Right.
ghost.
Except for him flying around still on Air Force One.
Well, yeah, if you watch Monkey Works or something like
Yeah.
that, who tracks planes. Well, that was, it was a
Even
plane.
after the inauguration, he was still in Air Force One.
That's what they were saying. Yeah.
Really?
Still using Air Force One, and Joe Biden was was in an unmarked plane. Was not in Air Force One.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Biden did not receive Air Force One to the inauguration or Air Force Two or whatever the backup plane is.
Yeah.
He had to get his own plane.
Yep.
He did not get the proper military 21 gun salute for the inauguration. He got the 21 gun salute that they give to
Fallen service member.
fallen service members.
Okay.
It's a death 21 gun salute,
Like you're in a funeral.
like you're at a funeral.
Yep. Wow.
How did nobody catch on to that?
Well, there's, you know,
Yeah, it just shows society in general doesn't pay attention.
not at all.
Yeah.
I found there was an executive order on December 7, 2020, for the Order of Governance and Integration of Federal Mission Resilience. There's a whole thing.
Oh, there's a
on
ton
the Trump
he did.
White House
Yep.
archives.gov.
Yeah, he
Really?
Okay.
he did a ton of
Very,
PEDS.
very interesting.
PEDS are presidential executive, presidential executive directions.
Yep.
There's so much stuff he did in this small amount of time, and the people he put into place. Kash Patel, you've heard of him.
Yeah. You like
He's,
him?
he's a major influence on this. There's quite a few guys, but guys you've never heard of, who are big patriots.
Okay. So all these orders that he signed and he did, what was that trying to accomplish?
Devolution.
Devolution. Okay.
Yeah. So another thing about, we talked about a little bit about a fake Biden.
Yeah.
I firmly believe in
So,
it.
yeah, you see the close-ups and you see the wrinkled skin and you see the earlobes don't look right.
The eyes don't look right. To me, like we said earlier, that was not Joe Biden at the State of the Union address. What we saw on last Thursday was Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Geez, they made Robin Williams look like a woman in 1994.
Yeah.
I think in 2020 they've come a little bit from that.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, there it is, executive order.
Federal Mission Resilience.
Yeah, and if you start diving into some of these things, there's like specific things that like talk about. I'm not off the top of my head, I'm not exactly sure, but like basically if companies are found to be part of like treason and like all this stuff, that we assume all their assets, all their money. And you find that through this digital watch thing and everything that they did during that election with Facebook and all these major companies are all guilty and all can be found guilty and all their money can be taken and redistributed to us.
So
Well,
do you,
if it gets to us.
so do you think that this will eventually come out? And,
I don't think to the in-depth that I, know about it or what I've learned about it. I think I know about it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe a better question is: do you think should Trump win re-election, would he enact any of this stuff, or act on some of these
Yeah.
things? I should say.
Yeah, I think ties comes off. I think
Yeah.
the tie comes off. First time around was more of a fishing expedition
Okay.
to find who it's literally draining the swamp.
Yep.
There's a lot of people who are closest people to you are usually,
The worst, your biggest backstabbers.
Yeah, and I mean,
And that's exactly what it was with him. You look at the people he surrounded himself with, who he thought were his inner circle, were the biggest backstabbers he had.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Trump is the bait. He's the first guy through the wall, and the first guy through the wall always gets bloody.
Yeah.
And he,
So who's next?
what do you mean?
Well, he said Trump's the first one. Who's next?
I guess it all depends on his VP pick and who's going to come
Yeah.
down the line after him. I would
So
say.
so in other words, his VP pick is going to have to be somebody that's going to who's going to be following his original term to drain that swamp pretty arduously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can think of somebody. that
God,
could
he's
actually
stuck
do
on
that.
that guy.
Are
Actually,
you going?
absolutely.
He's
You gonna do it?
No,
no, he's a big
I'm a
Vivek.
big Vivek Ramaswamy fan.
Ramaswampy.
Well, maybe. I think that he has what it takes in order to do it.
What do you think?
What, do you have some inside info with all this on?
Who do you think Trump's VP pick is going to be?
I think.
Knowing what you know, who would he pick out of the slew of people he's been
Well, Ramaswamy went through the Soros,
Yeah, Tiger
Right.
Island.
Actually, it wasn't George Soros. It was his brother.
one of his
who
NGOs, though.
But he put together scholarships, which Ramaswamy got a scholarship.
Yeah, just
Okay.
like Patches down in Texas there.
Crenshaw.
Crenshaw.
Yeah, he disappeared off the planet. Where is it? Where is he?
Well, he is, he's another rhino.
Yeah. He got corrupted
Really?
by the power.
Oh yeah, but he,
I had
these
such high
people-
hopes for him.
These
I-
people have been put in place. They're not elected; they're selected.
Okay.
Selected, not elected.
They're selected. It's the fault. We're given a false presumption that we have a choice.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We get these two candidates, and it's I don't like either. I'm the lesser of two evils. They're the same,
Okay.
except for in this case, and that's why they obviously hate the man.
Right.
The myth,
So-
the legend.
Then, knowing what you know, who do you think would be selected as far as a vice president to help carry the torch? after-
General Flynn is a name that's
Flynn.
Flynn's
Okay.
been tossed
Is he the guy
around.
that got in big trouble?
He knows where a lot of bodies are buried.
Yeah.
I don't think that name was ever even floated.
That's
General
why they
Flynn.
tried taking
I
him.
mean, I like Flynn.
That's why Trump pardoned him, but they took him out immediately.
They did. He
First
was
of all,
out quick.
He was the biggest threat because they know what he knows. So that's why they
Yeah, but
went
they-
after his son, and he fell on the sword for his son.
But he knew. I mean, everybody knew who would have pardoned him right away. So what would have done any good going after him?
They try to discredit him.
Yeah. Well, how are you going to do it if you're fighting lawyers and your bank accounts are broken and you know what I mean? Everything's against you. It's
General
easy to
Flynn.
say, how just go through it, but
I never
when you're
thought of him.
broke,
Yeah,
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 that
they
does put a new
bankrupted
light
him.
on that, though.
it does.
Yeah.
they bankrupted him though.
Well, Trump's got enough money to bring him back up.
But I think there's a few people. I mean, at Kerry Lake, I think she's a pit bull. I don't know if she's there yet, but I think she's a good one to have in the circle.
Well, we know that Christy Nolan's willing to shoot things.
Yeah.
Just don't bring your dog around her.
That's right. She'll shoot the dog.
Oh, Yeller, man.
Yeah, I'll still stick by my stance. I think Tim Scott's going to be on a very, 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 very short list of VP picks.
Ben Carson too.
See, I don't know. Ben Carson's too soft spoken, and
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to be said for that, though. Being soft-spoken.
but you
Mild
watch him.
mannered. But that was like
You wouldn't expect it out of him to
that was
be a
the
pit bull.
You know, when he talks, he kind of has Biden moments. I want to.
man's a surgeon.
I want to say that he's.
a brain surgeon.
I know.
You know?
Listen,
one slip.
we had a physicist that was a president. He wasn't very good. So what makes you think a brain surgeon would be any better?
Well, I don't really have an answer for that one. Let's leave Jimmy Carter out of this.
Come on.
Before-
Let's throw some peanuts at each other.
Before we get too deeper in our peanuts, to dive back though, why didn't Trump
Yeah.
do anything?
Yeah.
I think it's to avoid the Civil War. I think they were going to push something. Sorry to dive back into that.
No, absolutely.
bounced
We,
around.
we would have spun back anyways. Cause,
I didn't want to lose that one though.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they were going to push something. Civil unrest. They were going to destroy this
Well, they
country.
did push it on.
Yeah, and they tried hard, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank
why they
God.
put Barack Obama in there. He reignited that whole thing. Everybody got along great, and then he got in there and
The great
started
div-
the race wars.
The great divider in chief.
Yeah.
That's what he was.
Started with his beer summit.
So
Yeah.
I
when
think-
he attacked the cops
Yeah.
in Boston, I think it was.
So I think to avoid a mass civil unrest,
Okay.
forced, for sure. Look what happens when you take away toilet paper.
Yeah.
People get unruly.
Yep.
We've definitely become soft. Or we've become Charmin.
And,
Like Sherman.
but
I'm a Scott guy.
everything
surprised.
is an optic, and everything Trump does is an optic.
Yeah.
He's what do they call him? A 5D chess player. He sees the board from a bird's eye view and all these different angles, and that's how you got to do this. And it's all a military operation. There's all these different contingencies.
You're giving that man a lot of credit.
Yeah. So,
That rubs you the wrong way, doesn't it?
and optically, it would have been like mildly appeasing to see a couple people arrested.
Okay.
Because the people getting arrested, they're only the fronts. They're not even the ones.
I would have loved to seen Pelosi in handcuffs.
Oh my God, that would have been.
Well, we might have. We might have. There's a video of her getting marched through the Capitol or something with like a woman who's like holding her arm. You know, she's definitely an FBI agent or something.
Yep.
She's some woman in like a suit, and they're walking real close. She's holding their arm, and they're getting close to the cameras, and you can hear her say, "Don't say anything," and you hear Pelosi say, "I won't. I won't."
Oh, really?
Was she a woman in comfortable shoes?
And this is like all this stuff happens.
Speaking of Robert Williams,
There was a period of time when all these people were wearing like they all had leg casts. Remember that? Everybody was rolling ankles apparently.
you think they were hiding
Hiding the
bracelets?
monitor?
An ankle monitor.
Okay.
You
That's
know,
some black helicopter shit right there.
dude. I mean,
Yeah, but then to see them all go back to business as usual after that is
Well.
the part that I have a tough time with.
same as, what was that place in the woods with the owl?
Bohemian Grove.
Same thing as Bohemian Grove. We got you. Now play along. Or
Well, the
they're
problem
all
is, I
gonna
think,
know.
I think in many ways,
Yeah.
the American electorate is an ostrich. They stick their head in the sand and they don't want to know what's going
Oh,
on.
yeah. Anything that's uncomfortable.
Yeah, whitewash it. I don't want to know. I don't
Yeah.
want to know. And I think that's probably indicative to the bigger problem we have as a country, is people just don't want to know.
Well, difficult conversations.
Yeah.
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 And I think that's been brought about by the education system, like you said, from day one.
The nanny state.
Yeah, because the more they can control you, the easier it is for them to do what they want to do.
And some people are scarily,
Okay, with that.
oddly, are more than willing. Say, yeah, take care of me. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to worry about anything.
Yeah, from cradle to grave. They just
Yeah.
want to, you take care of me, give me my 3 square a day and
Yep.
pay for that.
So you can pay for Social Security your whole life, and what happens to that Social Security after you die?
Goes to Ukraine.
Goes to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Doesn't go back. Doesn't go to your family. It doesn't go to your husband or your wife.
Or it goes all these
Isn't that- you
illegal
get to
aliens
not-
coming across
yeah.
the border.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you think the end result is out of all this? I know you said we'll be good, but what do you think? What's the process here? 'Cause
I think-
it's. I mean, you can see some pretty dark shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the
it's
fact
like-
that our government's this nefarious is
We'll be
crazy.
good in like 50 years from now, or we're going to
Yeah.
be good like 5 years from now.
I mean,
Or
it's
4 months from now.
It's a long run thing, but it's so basically, okay, so going back to this, why he didn't do what he did, because it's not about a 4-year election. It's not about even you and me. It's about the kids and their kids and their kids and their kids. It's a
The future of-
generational.
Yeah, the future of the country.
This country is going to
I
collapse.
think he's pruning Barron.
Well, there's another cool rabbit hole on that one.
Oh,
but,
boy.
But basically,
I ordered.
country-
By the way, I ordered those books. By the way,
which ones?
oh what is it? Barron Trump's Wonderful
Oh,
Journey.
Yeah. Oh, through the. Yeah.
Yes,
Written in 18 something.
that is
Yeah, wow.
fucking weird. Let
by
me
a
tell
man
you.
named
About
Don.
that before.
Yeah, so it's a book about a kid named Barron Trump, and it was written back in the 1865 or something.
90s.
Yeah, and it's a story about how his kid goes back in time and meets a wealthy businessman out of New York City, and his name is
Don, like
Don-
the
Don.
Oh, it's a time traveler
Yeah,
named Don.
Don, and he's out to get a nasty witch named Hillary.
And,
It's,
then a man named Pence is.
yes,
there.
it's crazy how it's like foretelling of a lot of the stories.
Can I get some more info on that?
And the exact location.
I'm sure the interweb has tons of.
Can I give you some? Wait, what am I looking up? I am.
Barron's Mysterious Journey, I think, is what the book's called. Look that up and pull up. It's really cool. And then they go back and they talk about all some weird. And Tesla's involved in it. Not Tesla. Yeah, Nikola Tesla, who's like a great uncle of Trump's. And this is like written. Nobody would know these names, and yet in real life they're all connected
They
today.
actually say that Trump's dad was the one that went in and
His uncle.
His uncle was the one that went in after Tesla died and took all of his documents and everything.
But the
he
thing
was. He
is,
was the first one in.
Yeah.
Tesla was known to work on a time machine. So did
There's
did
lots
somebody
of
actually
free
go through
energy,
it?
Free energy, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so it's pretty incredible that rabbit hole. I mean, if you were to read any part of that book, you're like, what the freak?
How could this happen?
I mean,
Wow.
parallel universe, dark mirror, mirrors. I don't know.
I heard a good one the other day about how Tesla went over to France and met with Eiffel, the guy who built the Eiffel Tower, or designed it, or the architect. And supposedly the theory is that Eiffel was building the tower and it was going to be a mass intercontinental wireless.
It was built as a radio tower. Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
It was supposed to be for wireless energy, wasn't it?
No, that was Nicholas Towers, though.
Yeah,
Nicholas
but that's
Tesla's
what
tower.
I heard
Yeah,
But they were going to
was
connect.
supposed to be part of
Okay.
that. Yeah.
yeah, across the ocean. So like, yeah, and this is 1800s.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, there's so much that's been hidden. And
All right, deep down, how much do you believe it's true?
which one?
All of it.
I think a lot of it, and that's what's fun about listening to it. Because if I didn't think it was true, it wouldn't be as fun. I don't think. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's cool. You know,
Fun,
sure.
but probably scary.
But
at
it's, I was
times,
going to say, it's scary.
Yeah, probably more of that. It's like like a true detective show.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you look back, I mean, we can look back at it because we all lived through it, thankfully. None of our stuff was destroyed. But the old summer of love, when the world was on fire there, it was scary.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, holy shit. I remember when they had a protest in Waterford, we were all worried about, they're going to start
Hose,
setting houses on fire. And
Yeah, the helicopter.
yeah,
The fire trucks
but
blocking the bridges.
who would have thought, that would come to our cities, our small towns? It's crazy. Yet,
And for what?
for nothing.
Yeah.
What?
I believe in
Just to recap.
watch what's happening here while I do this over here.
Is that another deep fake? Like,
Yeah.
so
Hey, Hollywood made a movie, Wag the Dog.
well, not to go off onto tangents, but
Let's go. Tangent on, my friend. Tangent on.
so another theory of all this is that basically all these people have already been handled,
Okay.
and they're either playing out a part. You might just be watching a movie. It's not like you're seeing them at Stewart's. You know what I mean? Everything you see them is on TV. Whether that was filmed 5 years ago or 5 minutes ago, how do you know?
So is it the deep state trying to portray that it's continuing, or
I don't know. I think it's the white hats, the good guys are in control, and I think things have already played out, and it's just them.
You think
It's just
things
them.
have already played out?
I think things have already played out, and it's just the public decimation, which is why, like, you're literally going to watch this in phases. Like, now.
so is
we're
this
done-
why that Biden has just we witnessed with Biden just last week? You think this is setting up for the
the next
demise
phase?
of all this?
The next phase.
Okay.
The next.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're getting to the end of the movie, thank God, because this movie was getting real old.
Yeah.
This movie started to suck. A lot, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
Wow, that's nuts.
to bring it into the next phase, though, so they have to take out Joe,
Okay.
and they're not. It's going to be funny. It's going to happen a couple different ways, most likely.
Okay.
But they're. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard this, but they're trying to move up the nomination thing for the party or whatever, because they haven't really officially nominated them yet.
Right.
No, that happens in what, August
Like
21st.
21st or yeah, something late.
Yeah, the Republican one's coming up in the next week.
So
12th and 16th, something like that.
So they're trying to move up the Democrat one to like July 11th, something like that.
So
Same
we're
time
talking
as the
about
Republican.
another week.
Another week or two, yeah.
Right. So they can get him in.
So they can get him in.
You get somebody
It'll be
in there.
his name. He'll be on the ballot.
Okay.
It'll be too late to change him by then, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
August.
there's always a twist and turn on these things.
August 19th, Monday, August 19th.
Is the current Democrat National Convention.
And they're trying to move it to July.
So what do you? So
So-
I had a huge argument with a friend of mine. Well, a guy who really pissed me off today. So what do you think happens with the $240 million that Biden has right now?
For what?
His campaign war chest. If he drops out, what happens to that money?
It's probably. I don't know. I have no idea.
Probably goes back to the DNC
Yeah.
and they'll back wherever they want with it.
I mean,
Well, actually, funny you should say that because
Yeah.
right here in my formerly nicotine-stained hands,
Okay, Russ.
right here, a candidate, a candidates committee can donate to a national party committee an unlimited amount of money.
And then
So they can then fund any candidate from there. Mind you, they can't give the candidate himself a ton of money, but they can fund the rest of the campaign through
Pay the
the commercials, the yard signs, everything else. So go fuck yourself, buddy. Anyways, and you know who I'm talking about.
Oh boy.
Pissed me right off today. Ruined my goddamn day. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're cool.
Oh God, he pissed me off.
So basically, they're gonna play him up.
Listen, I've got the goddamn mic. I'm going to say what the frig I want, all right?
Yeah. Go, girl.
2 steps up.
So, as you were saying,
So yeah, they're gonna play him up for as long as possible. I doubt you'll see another debate.
What was the date for the election? September 10th?
yeah, September 10th is the next
Yeah,
schedule.
that's what
ABC.
that was when the presidential debate committee had them set up for. But
So that sounds like a perfect time to not do it.
well,
Oh,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
right
yeah.
around that time, I'm gonna guess he's gonna have something happen. Whether
Okay.
his mind, leading up to that, he's gonna
A
have,
health emergency or something
Whether it
where
be-
he has to
yeah.
bow out.
yeah, he'll have a health emergency if he bows out,
Okay.
and if he won't,
today he said he wasn't.
yeah, and if he won't, because is it really Biden? Remember this. Keep that
Okay.
in the back of your mind.
Right.
Yeah, when does the not real Biden come back out? When does Jim Carrey in The Mask? Funny how you made a movie called The Mask.
It is funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just saying. Connect the dots.
Things that
Tra-la-la.
make you go,
Yeah.
Another interesting tidbit on that is actors get paid. Who's paying the actors?
George Soros.
Yeah.
Wait, is it?
I don't know. He's
It might be an unlikely subject.
Do tell. Come on there.
No, we gotta stay on this topic. Not get off topic.
He's teasing us.
Segue for a second time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could
Tease.
literally do this all night.
Okay, so
You're like a bad date.
So
You're
then if it-
teasing me.
so if Biden is going to be strung along,
He's gonna. Yeah, they're probably gonna string him along a little bit.
and then at the very end,
So yeah, however they pull him out. But I mean, Kamala can get together with the cabinet, and the majority of the cabinet can then go to Senate or whatever, and they can remove him that way through the 25th Amendment.
okay, yeah,
Because if you guys remember Trump saying that before he left, the 25th Amendment, when they were going through that whole impeachment shit at the end,
yeah,
the 25th Amendment is going to be no issue for me, but it is going to be for Joe. And he said that back in.
Presidential disability and succession is the 25th Amendment.
Yeah.
And he is disabled.
So you're saying then they're gonna let him go almost all the way, or let
Pretty
him go
much,
all the
yeah.
way?
11th hour kind of thing.
Okay.
Third base.
11th hour.
And they're
Third
gonna
base.
pull him out, and who do you think they're going to put in?
So if they do that,
Yeah.
right, Kamala would become president.
Okay.
She would become acting president. So at that point, the party can now elect the nominee. It's now no longer up to the people.
Okay.
The party can now nominate whoever they want.
And
Okay.
it wouldn't.
Yeah, because as of right now, the delegates have not committed.
It wouldn't say a chameleon.
Kamala.
Kamala.
The most.
Camel toe?
What would
most
that
liked-
be? Is that part of the 25th Amendment?
What's that?
No, he's just talking the process into electing somebody else to be the representative.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, by
The
you.
amendment is just removing Biden.
Yeah, once he's
So-
removed, now there's no nominee.
Someone has to nominate
Harris
someone.
Now the party can not do the nomination.
Yeah, because if it was any other time other than during the presidential election, the succession would just be the vice president.
Right.
But because you're in the midst of an election, it's not a guarantee that
She
to
would
be
assume the role until
up until the election.
Yeah, so she
Yeah.
could actually be, essentially, she's just a...
She could run if she wanted to,
Lame duck.
but she is,
Yeah, but she's essentially just a puppet head.
She still is.
and she's the most unlikable person to ever enter politics.
Oh, horrible. We all know how she got there.
So anyway, so she acts
She went past 30.
Mind you, this is just a theory.
Okay.
Just a theory to hang your hat on.
Oh boy, I feel.
And so now she's there. Now they can nominate who they want. And as she just came out and said something, you can't replace the nominee with a white man. Now you have a white man. Well, because now you have a black president with her. So now you can't replace her with a white man.
That's the quandary the DNC has, and the Democrats have is: are they going to replace a black woman with a white dude?
Yeah, you can't do
The
that.
optics of that, they're setting themselves up for a big civil war problem.
Are you saying Big Mike's coming in there?
I
Big
think
Mike.
Big Mike is one of the only options they have.
I think, and actually they polled Big Mike, and Michelle Obama actually they say is one of the only candidates that can come close to possibly beating Donald Trump.
And it's based off of.
And I think that was
it's based off of nothing.
I think
Yeah.
Big Mike was predetermined long ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And because you got to think about this, like
Big Bad Mike.
Shim, whatever, never campaigned for Biden.
Barack Obama's first husband.
She never Biden or Obama did reluctantly at the end when he had to,
Yeah.
but she never did.
Okay.
There was always a distance. And now, like, this debate comes out. Now there's like a big thing.
Yeah,
big
but
rift
if you remember,
between them that they don't like, that she doesn't like the way that they're treating, the daughter-in-law or something like that.
Okay.
yeah, but if you remember during the election,
So they're building the narrative of a rift, separation. So now when it comes time, it's like, oh, we were never close, kind of thing.
yeah, but if you remember
So she
during
could
during
justify
the
that,
election
yeah.
though,
It'll be more
Yeah.
publicly consumable.
during the election though, is Michelle Obama said herself that Barack is going to change the way we think, the change the way we do,
Fundamentally change
the way we do
Yeah.
things, the way we our cultures, our everything.
Everything.
Is
Yeah, dude.
Big Mike 2024.
so I
Bring
don't.
up the Ellen show when she's doing her dance. That's a good one.
So you say she was distancing her, she was really actively involved in politics prior to that, but I think she was.
Oh yeah, behind the scenes. That's
Yeah.
why they never left
Yeah.
DC. The only president to
That never left
leave,
DC.
to
Yeah.
never leave DC to go to their home state,
Oh, nobody
Because
wants
he's
him.
still in control.
whether it be Hawaii or Illinois,
Puppet
whichever one
master.
that is.
I don't think
Well-
I could play that because there would be some kind of copyright infringement.
Oh, good.
We've gone through
But
that.
that's a good one for people to look up.
There you go.
Big Mike on Ellen.
Dance.
Slow motion.
Oh, can you turn the audio off?
There's a hammer in there, man.
You're doing something new with at the White House for the Easter egg roll, right?
Yeah, well, in honor of the
we can't see it.
50th
It's all
anniversary,
optics.
I've issued this challenge. We're calling it Gimme 5, and we're using the hashtag Gimme 5 on social media, and we're asking folks all across the country to give me.
take.
We can only do 10 seconds because
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Okay, so fast forward so we know what we're talking about.
So
You'll see him swinging.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a whole package.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's right around this time.
Oh, okay, ready? Yeah. Hit it.
It's hard to see, but it's
Oh, wait.
I have a oh, sorry.
remember, we can only do.
yeah.
It's got to be under 10 seconds. So
That's a good one for the kids to look up at home.
Yes, yeah. Oh my God.
Watch that left pocket. Real close to the center.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's.
Blur that shit out.
And that was right off hers, but there's
Wow.
there's other ones.
What the hell was that? Is that a salami in your pocket or you just happen to see me?
He became untucked.
So it gets better.
Holy crap. No, but let's just leave. Let's leave this PG here.
It gets better than
Holy
Big Mike.
moly.
Mike Robinson.
Wow.
That's her
Okay.
name. So you got her. She needs a VP.
Okay.
I see 2 potential.
Oh,
It's-
Michelle Obama VP pick. Who
One
would
could
she
be a very unlikely one.
Hillary.
Hillary.
I could not see that.
I-
The Clintons and the
I could-
Obamas hated each
I
other.
don't think Hillary would play second fiddle to
No.
anybody. She
And
wants to be the big
I don't think she could be number 1 though. In
They did
this
not like each other,
This
though.
scenario.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe, yeah. With Michelle as the backup, yeah, I guess I could see that. But either way, something like that.
Okay.
Those tandem.
And who's the other one?
Gavin. I think Gavin's another.
Gavin Newsom. The problem is he's destroyed California. How could you have him?
But people don't care.
People don't care.
Yeah, and the Democrats especially don't.
Oh, look, he can talk so nice. He
Yeah.
doesn't say grab him by the pussy.
He's got nice hair.
Yeah, it's like throwing $2 billion at ending homelessness and then
Having
getting
10
paid
cities.
$250,000 a year to run that. And
Yeah.
And having 10
happens
cities
to solve
everywhere.
it.
Yeah.
You lose that $250, so these people are just paid to keep it going. But yeah, that's my theory is that it's gonna come down to the wire and they're gonna do a switcheroo.
Okay.
We've got a lot of stuff to unpack. This is a giant onion that we've just unfurled.
And devolution nugget there is a good nut to crack.
Yeah,
That's a fun one to dive into.
So you're a conspiracy guy. What did you think of all that?
Wow, conspiracy realist.
Real okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of all that?
I found that to be very interesting. More for me to look into.
Oh yeah.
Well, hey, this is all about
Yeah.
bringing things to light, our show, in a fun format. But I hope everybody does their homework and look into this because it's
Yeah.
And for
the
me,
more you know.
it's the connections.
Yeah.
How everything is connected and tied, and these people, right from JFK, when this might have actually started, this what we're
Hold on.
experiencing right now.
You just brought up JFK. I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Are you a flat earther or no?
No,
Okay.
no, but I do think the Earth's much bigger than they tell us.
Do you believe in the ice wall?
Yeah, that's why I think it's bigger. I think there's more out there. So, which brings relevance to the flat Earth and like a lot of these things about curvature and how you shouldn't see a building that's 40 miles away.
Well, it's called refractory.
Yeah, all this. Oh, is that what it is? I don't believe you.
You've lost me. This whole show's done. Well, I'm out of here.
Well, I don't believe you.
Okay, so you're saying the Earth is bigger than?
I would say that way more than flat, unless it's flat because half of us got knocked out by an asteroid and we're literally just half of an Earth floating
Just
around.
floating
down
around.
here.
We're in a cup. Somebody's cup.
Okay.
No, but I don't think we're.
All right. Well, we've been meandering about for about an hour. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
And
Thanks for
I'm
having
so
me.
glad you came on. We've tried several times, but just
Yeah.
didn't work out.
Gets
No, but
busy.
It does. Life is busy.
Life has that tendency.
Take us out of here, Mike.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to our banter. And
Subscribe,
don't forget to
subscribe,
like and
subscribe.
We'd
Well-
appreciate that.
We'll have some links in the bios if you guys want to check out the books we talked about. And
And there we go. And till we meet again.
till we meet again. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, fellas.